should be starting now. Yes. Hello, everybody. This is Rikki Doolan, and I am British. Terrible news that we're seeing from Liverpool. Absolutely terrible. This is supposed to be on the I Am British X account, but it just wasn't working. So I've gone live on my X account and also the I Am British YouTube channel. We're going to be doing more lives. Now, if you can see me and hear me, just drop me a comment. Just drop a comment, because we want to talk about what's going on right now, because it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Let me see. All right, and I've got Baraka with me from the Baraka show. How are you doing, Baraka?
I'm doing good, boss. How are you doing?
Very good, brother.
Thank you for having me on, man. This is
No, it's crazy, right?
yeah, it's one of those ones where you get a notification and everything suddenly just start going slow in your brain. You're thinking, what the heck? Watching those videos just kind of, it just slows everything down and makes your blood go fast.
I think, brother, for anyone that maybe has not been on the social media or something, basically, Liverpool Football Club were celebrating their Premier League title win today. You know, with the streets full of supporters parading the trophy. And for anybody that's seen these things before, the streets are absolutely packed. Yeah. Everybody in a jubilous celebration mode. And what's just happened is somebody has plowed their car through one of these streets that were just full of people, just mowing down multiple people. And what the videos started circulating first, which I think we'll show in just a second. And the latest report, and I was just talking to Baraka before we went live, the latest report is that it was a 56-year-old man, white British man is what they're saying.
That's what they call him.
That's what they're calling him. And of course, it could be true. But remember, in Southport, he was also a Welsh choir boy. That was the first report. So these guys are tricky. So we need to see what's happening. But one thing I know for sure is I'm 42 years old and I've lived in Britain all my life, and people don't run cars into crowds of people. British people don't do that. That's not what we don't do that. So as soon as I see something like this, I'm immediately towards Islamic terror. I'm immediately towards these Islamist nutcases. What was your first thoughts, Baraka?
Yeah, as soon as I got the notification on my phone, I think it was GB News that came through first, and it was saying that a man drives a car into a crowd of Liverpool fans. That was the title of it. And suddenly I just thought, this happens around Europe all the time now. It happens in Germany nearly every single week. It happens in France. It happens everywhere now. So, and we always know who are the perpetrators. We all know whenever they come out, it's usually some guy, somebody who you can tell, yeah, this guy's from this group, this guy's from this other group. But so I just thought straight away, like, oh, damn. Those guys maybe they came to the UK as well, and they kind of maybe gave us a little bit of a taste of multiculturalism too. So
exactly.
I just thought straight away, yeah, it must be some guy from that community that does it all the time. So then I went on X and I started seeing the videos. I didn't think it was gonna be this bad. The videos looked like this guy was going through. I think he went through like more than 50 people were touched by his car, because there were so many people. He just went through it. You thought you was watching, like, Tom Cruise. You thought you was watching Mission Impossible type of scene.
Shall we watch the video, Barack? Shall we watch it?
Yeah, play the video. I don't know if YouTube will allow it because it's so explicit. And so viewer discretion advised. The video is really, really bad.
Yeah,
because
and there's some bad language on the video too.
Yeah, for sure. Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
All right, let's give it a go.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, it's a bit bonuses. Holy shit.
Look at that.
Oh my god. Who's
that? What the fuck?
He's out there, him.
What the fuck?
What the fuck's going on there?
And this is all the Liverpool fans.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh
Nah,
no,
he's
I
dead,
don't know if
him.
that's funny, me, if anyone that.
No, he's just killed a few people, you know.
Right, let me show the other one as well.
Yeah, which one? Because there's a lot of videos there. Which
Yeah, I got this one.
Someone's just tried driving through the
Oh,
crowd.
yeah, this one.
Look at that. This guy's in shock. I'm crying there. All right, I think you see enough, and they're all kind of having a go at the guy in the car. Let me get that out of the way. But you can see the chaos there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying a 52, I've just seen the report, 52-year-old white British man.
52. I thought it was didn't it? I seen another report that said 53. But
Yeah, they're probably stabbing at it.
Yeah, it says BBC here 53. Liverpool parade latest. Manchester man 53 arrested after a car driven into crowd. That's one. That's BBC right there. Sky News. Man detained after car collision with several pedestrians. Okay, so another way of
What did they call it again? They called it a car collision, right?
Car collision. Yes, that's Sky News.
All right, I've got Sky News here, right? Let's have a watch of this.
Go on, play it.
We can confirm the man arrested is a 53-year-old white British man from the Liverpool area.
Police responded to a major incident around lunchtime. Armed police have
Don't know why
detained
it flicked to Southport there.
17-year-old.
Has been arrested.
53-year-old man, white British male. But this, Baraka, this is what I want to get to right now. There's a few people in the comments. Chris says, my thoughts and blessings are going out to all those affected. Absolutely. The car attacks are very much in the style of Islam. If it's a white man, I bet he's converted and vulnerable. That's Chris in the comments. RK on YouTube says, was the driver dragged out? Well, we haven't seen any images of the driver being dragged out. That video I played there, it goes on for about another 20 seconds. And basically, people are taking pops at the guy who's sitting in the car still. And they're all grabbing him and punching him. And the police are there. And the police are saying, leave him in there, leave him in there, leave him in there. So there's no video of him being dragged out that I've seen yet. But what I want to get to, Baraka, is that, okay, the initial report is a white British man, 53 years old. Okay, like I said, Southport was Welsh choir boy, Christian choir boy, which was obviously a load of nonsense. He had Al-Qaeda manuals. Who has Al-Qaeda manuals except for Islamists? Absolute load of nonsense. So we've got to take this first report as a pinch of salt as well, because the motive has got to be the most important thing. So what do you think? What are your thoughts right now with the motive and why somebody would do this? And a 53-year-old white British man?
Yeah. So here's the thing about what I've known about 53-year-old white men. What they typically do, they're the most patriotic people in the country. If you look at all these protest rally, demonstration, however you want to call it, most of the people who turn up there are usually around that age, 53, 40s in the late, in the mid age, and they're usually patriotic about it. Especially when you look at Liverpool fans. I mean, I mean, if you need to get an idea of patriotic in the country, you go to Liverpool. Almost everybody there is super patriotic. And
Right.
the fact that they've just won their second Premier League, I mean, that's a big deal. So of course they're gonna celebrate. And I mean, the second, obviously, they won the last one in, I think, in 20. Well, just let me check here. 2019, and obviously they just won the other one in 2014, 2024, and they just won another one this year. So of course they're celebrating, rightfully so. And I wouldn't think anybody from Liverpool would want to do that, right? I don't think so.
It don't make sense.
It makes no sense at all. Because when I received this information or the news, I thought it would be some guy, maybe is new in a country, or maybe he's been in a country and he hates the country so bad and he just wants to destroy it. And obviously there's a lot of them in this country, as we've been seeing lately. But I didn't think it was gonna be that description that they're giving us. Hey, as you said, the first one when Southall happened, we also had the early description of a nice choir boy, you know,
our Welsh choir boy, Welsh Christian choir boy.
Yeah, and then later on, the truth just revealed itself, and we find out that the first description was not right. And a lot of people are in jail today because of that description that they gave us.
100%, and they should be released, each and every one of them. But look, let me say this before we carry on. We are simply speculating here, all right?
That's right.
Which is the job of the media, isn't it? And of course, we are the media now because we can't trust the mainstream media. So we're here just get with the information that is out in the public domain, and we are speculating on what could be the motive of the person. We're not here to incite any violence. We're not here to provoke anybody, because you know what these people are like. You know what Tuti Akia and all of these people are like. Last time they tried to turn the whole tragedy against an imaginary far right, an imaginary EDL. So I'm interested to see where they're pointing their narrative right now. They've started already on an absolute shocking position of 53-year-old white British man. Okay, so let's get into the motive. Why is a white British man running a car through a crowd of Liverpool supporters, basically on a murderous rampage? So so this person, and the motive is everything, Baraka. The motive is everything, because we can understand an Islamist, right? We can understand, even though we don't agree, we can understand what their motive is. They're brainwashed by their religion and their religious zealous, and they think that by murdering people in a kamikaze style is going to get them 52 virgins in their false idea of heaven, because that's what their Prophet Muhammad said. So we understand the motive of an Islamist killing innocent people, right? Because they're killing the kafar. They're killing people that are seen as dogs within their religion, right? So we understand that motive. Why is a random 53-year-old white British man ruining his life, either dying or going to prison for life, killing innocent people in a football celebration? Like I said, 42 years I've lived in this country. Nobody's ever done anything like that or looked like it. So what is the motive?
I mean, if you would have asked me this a long time, the motive would be to trust the media and to trust the police, and we'll get the information that we are asking and we're looking for. But now that question is more of like, man, I got to do my own research and find out. But with the information that the police is releasing, they're not going to give you the information that they want you to know. We've seen it in Southport attack. They didn't give us nothing. They gave us nothing.
Zero.
They told us the guy was a nice, quiet boy. And the picture that they shown, did you see the picture that they shown of the kid? The kid they put a picture of him in the suit and they gave everybody, oh, this is how it looked like. And we never got to see the crazy picture of actually how he looked like, the hair and all the craziness.
For months and months and months.
We didn't get that picture.
And brother, remember also, they they didn't release any information for months.
Nothing.
And to
Nothing.
this day, we still don't know his motive.
No, nothing. Of course they won. And the first thing they did, the Merseyside police, I remember the girl very well. The first opportunity, the first statement that she gave out, and she said that it was not a terrorist attack. He said it was nothing like that, even though there were so many people in the hospital, and I think two people by then were confirmed dead, and one more was obviously confirmed dead later on. And she labeled it as a non-terrorist. It's not a terror attack. And they gave us that information. Obviously, the country didn't believe it. And guess what they did? They put a lot of people in jail.
A lot.
All of us went to jail. Yeah,
and
some
brother,
of them are still jail today.
I think what's important to note, bro, is that the information that they release very fast, we've really got to be careful accepting it, because
those are the wrong information that they usually do.
That's the information to kind of send people in a certain direction. But I will say this, for anybody watching out there, we don't want any violent repercussion from this or anything that is going to give ammunition to the people that are locking people up for social media tweets. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to add any fuel into that narrative. Of course, my first reaction as soon as I saw the videos was anger, total anger. And to think that this is a random act of violence, I can't comprehend that with any type of rationale or any bit of my intellect, because it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. And go on, Baraka.
One more thing, boss. So you see how like Sky News and the BBC and all the media that we meant to trust and believe and turn the TV every time when there's news like this that come on. These guys are calling it a collision. What is a collision really? I mean, they're making it sound like it was an accident. The guy was driving and nobody was on the road and the road was wide open. And
who said that?
They're calling it a collision.
Is that BBC or Sky?
It's Sky News. They're making it sound like there was nobody on the road and this guy was playing Cardi B and he was just going and
they got no shame, man.
And all of a sudden, somebody walked through the road and there was a collision. That's the way they're making it sound.
No shame.
But no, when you look at that video, this guy was zigzag through the crowd, putting probably more than 100 people down. And they're calling it, a man collision in Liverpool. Okay, all right, okay. And now, within 20 minutes, information is out. A 53-year-old man, a white British man. Okay. That's a bit fast, isn't it? So
I've got a picture.
Usually takes 6 months. Oh, you got a picture now?
Yeah, I got a picture. Let's do it.
Yeah. Show it on the screen.
All right, let me just get it on the screen. So this is the first picture that I'm seeing. Now, of course, we're pulling this information and these images off the internet. All right, we're not putting our we only know as much as we're seeing on the internet. That's the information we've got. So we're not saying that this is definitely him. We're saying this is what people are sharing around the internet, saying that it's him. All right. So let me just try and get this up.
I'm not able to see what you're showing.
Yeah, because I'm not showing it yet. I'm trying to airdrop it. You know these things, man.
Yeah.
In fact, let me just open the X. It's going to be easier. Let me just open X, and that's going to be easy. You can see the source then. All right.
Right.
Okay, coming. Here we go.
Yeah, whenever.
All right. Coming up now. There. So that's the first image. So what people are saying is that guy don't look 53.
I'm not able to see it. I've not seen it yet.
Is it coming on your screen?
No. Yeah, I see it now. It's a bit blurry, but yeah.
It's blurry, right?
I
But
think
he looks like a young man to me. Looks a lot younger than 53. But obviously, it's not the most clear image.
Yeah, it's not. So do you have that video? I think this was a video. So I think this is a screenshot from an original video that happened. I think I was able to post it. Let me see if that
Is it on your page? I'll go to your page right now.
Yeah, let me just double check if it is there. All right, cool. Yeah, I think.
All right, let me go to your page and we'll get it. We'll get it on the screen.
That video. That video. Yeah, this picture was taken from that video. So just play and you'll probably see a good picture of him.
All right, I don't want to play. I don't want the audio so that we can just talk over it, right?
Yeah.
So it's coming on.
Too explicit. Yeah.
It's coming on now. It's coming on now. There. So this is the video that we're talking about, innit?
Yeah. It's in
So this is before. Let me go back to the start. This is before the incident, right?
Yeah. This was before you speed up. So you could tell he was disagreeing with the fans, and they wanted him to stop. And one fan opened his door to obviously to make him stop. And as soon that person did that, he just went on gear 5, bro. I believe that was the automatic car. He just pressed it.
But it's not making sense, man. Why is it? No matter how angry you are or how much road rage you are, you're not comprehending.
Yeah.
Plowing through human beings. I just never heard of anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Prophetic Angel is on the YouTube, says it's very blurry, but he looks younger than 53. Yeah, that's what the general consensus is going around X at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
So are we saying that this is a case of a terrible, an extreme, and tragic case of road rage? Is that what we're saying?
Road rage. Road rage would be more of like somebody cuts you through traffic and you get mad and you start shouting and you still make it home, and the other person still makes it home. Or maybe you guys might come out and have a fight, but you guys still make it home safe.
Right, I've got another angle, Baraka. Watch this.
Go on, show it.
This angle shows something. Right? Let me just pause that. All right, here we go. Sorry, guys, with the technology. I'm doing my best. Here we are.
It's all right.
Right, look. They're all hitting the car. The bobbies are there. My man puts his foot on the accelerator.
Yeah, that's right.
And again. Nah. That's not making sense.
Yeah.
That's not making sense. How do you just ruin your life like that? And other people's lives?
Yeah. It's pretty explicit. He just went through everybody.
It's like he just put his foot down.
Yeah, that's it. And everybody wanted him dead afterwards. Everybody. I believe everybody. I mean, yeah, I don't want to say much on that side, as obviously the law of incitement violence has become very, very weak now. If you say something, they'll just label you as, oh yeah, you inciting violence. All right, 5 years in jail. So I don't want to say anything, but yeah, the people wanted him dead. Those people the Liverpool fan wanted him dead. You could see you could see people screaming, saying, kill him, kill him. Well, that's the way they felt, because that was pretty bad. And to be fair, I even tweeted this. I said, if it will be okay for me, I'll be happy to see the Liverpool fan deal with that person than the justice system that we have today. I think it'll be more just. The justice will be done if the Liverpool fan do it themselves.
But just to be clear, we're not saying
we're not inciting any violence. We're not inciting any violence, because that law has been has been flipped into a weapon.
It's a weapon.
That whatever you say can be twisted.
100%.
Shoot at you.
I think what we need now, we need calm. We need the people to be calm. We all need to be calm. It's happened.
That's the thing. But But look at the Liverpool people now. This meant to be a day
Celebration.
of joy. You know, they just won the 20th Premier League. I think that is a huge milestone. Some teams have not won it for years. Arsenal fans, some people have not won it for years, right? And these guys have just won. I mean, they deserve to celebrate, not flipping cry over the fans and
brother, now this Premier League title will always be remembered for that. And of course, the Liverpool fans have been through enough. They had to go through Hillsborough when Hillsborough happened that time, and that was a tragedy, and that's carried on in terms of the legend of it for all of these decades. And now on a day of celebration for this to take place, it's very sad. And definitely we are thinking about the victims and their family members, and praying for them to recover.
Yeah, not just that as well. I think obviously they've gone through a lot of things that you just mentioned, but also the last. We're coming to a year now. The Southport. You have to remember that happened on that side as well.
True.
So, and we've seen a lot of people in Liverpool that got arrested because that happened in their backyard, and obviously they wanted to show the government that they're not happy with the way the thing has been going. And sadly, those guys right now today are in jail, and some of them still having to pay fines that's probably that's affecting their life. And today, that has just happened again. They're literally going through the same cycle again.
Well, look at this comment here, brother. I've just put it on the screen. It's from Lisa J on YouTube. Says, "Do you think he was drunk? Because it looked very deliberate." What do you think?
I don't think he was drunk. I wouldn't say he was drunk. Because when you see the videos before he did it, I think it looks like he was in control of the car. It's not like his foot just went down and he couldn't control it. No. I think the fans wanted him out, and he was beeping at people to get out his way. You could see him beeping. So there's no way you can say, "Oh yeah, I was beeping for people to get out of the way," but also I was drunk and I accidentally pressed it and I went too fast. No.
Well, there was nothing to indicate he was drunk, was there?
Obviously I wasn't there. I didn't smell his mouth and see what sort of Corona or what sort of beer did he take.
But from the videos. Right. I got another video. Brother, let me play this video. This is from Turning Point UK's page. This is the Liverpool fans clashing with the police because the police were trying to protect the perpetrator. So let's just put that on. We can talk over it.
Yeah.
So they've got the perpetrator in the bobby van there.
Yeah, and the Liverpool fan wanted to have a go on him. Like, I mean, they wanted to show
he's bleeding. The guy on the floor.
Yeah, they put that guy on the floor and they started spraying a pepper spray. I think there was pepper spraying him in his eyes.
Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. Two of them who are holding him, and they still pepper spray him. That just shows how incompetent the Met Police really is. Why would you?
Well, this will be Merseyside police.
Yeah, that's right.
Now the thing is, yeah. Oh, look at that pepper spray, man. There was no need for that. It's a female officer as well.
Yeah, the guy's already down.
Come on, and everyone's got a right to be angry. Somebody just ran. This was the thing with Southport. People were angry. I think there was an official report that came out now, if I'm right, that actually said there was no links to far right organisations and
this attack.
No, the one in Southport, right?
Yeah.
A report came out recently that it wasn't linked to far right activity. Which, remember, Keir Starmer, two-tier Keir, he came out to the public and said this is the far right. And everyone blamed the EDL and all the rest of it, which obviously the EDL doesn't even exist. Now, my point is Southport was angry British people not just because obviously the main anger is because innocent children were murdered, right? But the even deeper frustration that made people come out on the streets all around the country was that this type of thing could have been avoided, right? And like the video we just watched there, we saw angry people. That anger has got to be understood. How can you pepper spray somebody who's angry because innocent people have just been ran over by a car? Just like how can you arrest people that are tweeting emotional tweets because they're angry because children are murdered? So that video we just watched is a prime example of one of the great big issues that we have in this country is that there's no sensitivity to the British people. So there's more sensitivity to people arriving on boats, hustling our system, coming here on false pretenses. There's more sympathy and care for them than British people that have lived here for generations, paid taxes, have zero criminal record, just get on with being a citizen, but they're angry because of injustice. There is less sympathy for them, and we just saw it by that man being pepper sprayed. How do you pepper spray someone in that situation?
Yeah,
you know, in Southport, I felt the same way, Baraka. I felt like the police should be joined with the public in that kind of anger and that kind of hurt. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you spoke on emotion. I think the idea of thinking that nobody should react the way they reacted is just absurd, because this is a football fan that and for them to be a fan, you can literally identify who they are by the way they're dressed. They're wearing Liverpool shirts, and that just for you just to see that, you can just see that there's a sense of community in those people. There's a sense of love and care for each other. They're celebrating. That's emotion. Is everywhere. Everybody, people are buying each other drinks, then they're celebrating. They're like, yeah, Mo Salah is the best, blah, 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 all this sort of thing, right? And the idea of that happening, then somehow, all of a sudden, a person who you're celebrating with is hit by a car, and the police is expecting you not to react. It's like, really?
Baraka, what if it's your brother or your girlfriend or your wife or your husband?
Yeah, usually dads. Where do dads go with their son to spend time?
Exactly. It's a family thing.
Where do they go? Yeah, it's a family thing. Where do you go with your son-in-law? Where will you, especially when you support the same team, where do you guys go? You go to watch football together, especially right now. You go to celebrate. It's summertime. If summer is coming, you're gonna go out there with your shirt, Liverpool shirt. You're gonna go and sing the song "You'll Never Walk Alone." You know what I mean? And you have fun.
Brother,
but, the idea of police thinking that you should not react, I think that is silly. And if that's the case, if that's the way it's going to be in the country, then a lot of people will be heartless, and this thing will happen more often, and the neighbors will even turn to even see what's going on. And that is very sad.
That is sad. We don't want that state of affairs where the public are so dumbed down by the government and the authorities that there's we can't have passion anymore for the right thing for our country and our people, and that's what they're trying to do. But look on the screen there, Baraka. This is from David Atherton's X account. It's an official statement from Merseyside Police. It says, "We would ask people not to speculate on the circumstances surrounding tonight's incident on Water Street in Liverpool City Centre. We can confirm the man arrested is a 53-year-old white British man from the Liverpool area. Extensive inquiries are ongoing." Now, let me just say this, right, Baraka, is that when they first did their statement after the Southport thing, they didn't come out and specifically say the man's ethnicity and the man's cultural background and heritage. They kept it all under wraps. But here, they're very fast to say this is a white British man. Like, everybody, don't think it's a Muslim. Don't think it's an immigrant. It's one of ours. It's like that seems to me like what they're trying to do.
Yeah. They're literally putting what you call it, duct tape on everybody's mouth on this one. And it's so sad because they actually mean it here. If you say anything that they're not giving you to say, you're going to jail. So if somebody was to come in here and say, no, this is wrong, all right, they're gonna come for you, and they're gonna find something in their books, and they're gonna just attack you with it. Oh, it could be something that, oh, you said something bad and you upset someone who's watching and blah blah blah. Then you go into jail, literally.
That's what they're doing. I've just put a comment on the screen. It's a comment from Jude. He says, as a Liverpool fan, I just wonder why. And he's put why in capital letters. And this is how we started this broadcast, brother. We started by saying the most important thing in all of this, just like with Southport, and we keep referring back to Southport, but it has a lot of parallels.
Yeah.
The big question that we started with is why? There's got to be a motive for everything.
Mm-hmm.
People don't just do things without a reason. So this question has got to be answered. And then Jude also followed up by saying, football's for everyone. This should never happen. Praying for everybody affected. That's right.
That's right.
And this one's Chris. He says, here we go again. And it will not say any persuasion of politics. They knew last time so quickly. This time they've been amazingly quick to blame it on a British man. Exactly.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
It's easier that way, innit? It's easier that way for them. They see it as like a soften the what to come from the public. They want something. They want. I think they probably have. Well, I don't know how to phrase this in a way where it's doesn't hit back on me myself.
Phrase it properly. Look what they've done to us, man. We have to think about our words. That shows you what they're doing. Freedom of speech doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly. I would say these guys, they are able to do their job, not in like the way they would do it if it was somebody else. They're gonna do their job effectively, the way they should be doing. Yeah, I'm giving them a little slam. I'm giving them a little support here.
I see what you're doing.
If it was somebody else, this response would not be here. So I'm saying today they're gonna do their job properly. That's what I'm saying.
Because of the profile of the perpetrator that they have, right?
Because the profile of the perpetrators that they have, they're gonna do their job properly, and they're gonna be harsh. They're gonna be on. Tomorrow, this guy will be in jail. It's gonna be fast, the way they should be doing. And if you compare it out to every other incident, yeah, I think you'll find your answer from there.
Exactly. Prophetic Angels I put the comment on the screen there. It says they can now utilize the term white British to denote it's not a Muslim attack, which everyone assumes. Of course. And that is let me just say this. That is a very rational assumption. Okay. That is not.
That is something that you think over. Yeah.
Brother.
That's not something you say to your kid. That's something you write in your diary. You thought about it for a very long time. Yes.
But brother, it's a rational assumption because, like I said, 42 years in this country until Islamic Islamists began plowing cars into crowds of people. I've never heard of it, ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Now it's becoming a normal thing, especially in Europe.
I refuse to accept it's normal. We can never accept it's normal. But I know what you mean. It's becoming a regular thing.
Yeah. Becoming a thing where it happens, you just before like if something like this was to happen 20 years ago, you know what would happen? The whole world will stop. The sun will stop spinning, everything will stop. Everybody, you will see your dad sitting there, standing next to the TV with a remote, focusing in on BBC or whatever the good television back then, and they'll be focusing in to listen to the report, and they'll be like, man, oh God. Everybody will be sad. But today, it's like you get sad, you're going to jail. You get sad, you show your emotion. I'm sorry, you're going to jail. It's like, why?
Right. Okay. I've got some more speculation here, brother. Right. And I'm going to make it clear. This is speculation. Okay. I am reading speculation from the internet. I'm not saying that this is facts or this is what's happened. But a lot of chatter on X. I'm seeing one person here saying that he's hearing that the 53-year-old white British man arrested in Liverpool was not the driver of the vehicle, and he's asking, can anyone confirm that? So there's a lot of questions going about the internet, and I think it's human nature to speculate. So to tell people not to speculate is actually another form of thought and speech control. No, we will speculate. We will speculate because we care and we can.
That's the thing, because how do you investigate into something in the first place? You have to speculate.
You've got to speculate to accumulate. Everyone knows this.
Yeah, like you don't go and be like, I'm going to investigate in this, but I'm not allowed to speculate. How are you going to get to the truth? How are you going to get your brain to battle
Correct
through it? If you're not, you have to have the right answer and the wrong answer and somewhere in between, and get your brain fighting with it inside of it until you find links that support each of those arguments that you're making in your brain, and then you can come to a conclusion that this is the thing. You have to speculate first. And if the police officers are telling you not to speculate, they're telling you, hey, don't get to the truth first. That's literally what they're saying.
Yeah.
Don't get there before we do. Because if you do get there, we'll be, you're going to go to jail.
But wait for our truth, okay?
Wait for our truth.
Don't investigate your own truth. Wait for our truth. It will be the real truth. That's what these buffoons want us to think is okay.
Yeah, that it's insane. But you gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Hopefully, this thing will stop. It's the love for the country and the nation. That's why we always turn the camera on and try to speak with each other, and try to, maybe they're telling us not to do it, but we try to talk through this and show our compassion and our love and care.
Absolutely, it's all driven by passion.
Our patriotism to the land, and that's why we're here. We turn on the cameras to come and talk to you guys, and obviously you guys are joining us to listen to us because you share the same belief as us. So thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's crazy with what has happened to Liverpool. I'm not even really far from it as well. To be fair, there's a close friend of mine. I think not close, but we did a business deal together. I think last couple of years ago. We went there, so I need to reach out to him and see if he's doing okay. Because I checked his Instagram, I think 6 hours ago. He was recording being there, celebrating with each other.
A lot of people were there, man. Thousands and thousands and thousands.
So I really hope all you guys, whoever who was there, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope because nobody has been pronounced dead. I hope not. Of course, there's a lot of injuries. There's blood on the floor, and people couldn't get up, but I hope those guys are, nothing really bad happens. But yeah, this is the reality we're in, and we're gonna have to swim through this storm, and hopefully we can come out there and
now, brother, I'm into speculating, like we just established. Speculating is very important. We have to speculate. We've got to put pressure on all different options so that we don't just believe any lie that we're sold, right? So right. T. Maria says he's a white British man, but you don't know his ties, life, or religion. You can say that again, right? We don't know anything about him, right? We don't know what his background is or why he did this. We really don't know anything. But if we're going to speculate, because it's important to speculate, and this is just speculation, what if it was a false flag? I know it's a bit conspiracy theorist-esque, but it would certainly be something that would say, well, look, we told you it's not just Muslims and Islamists that run cars into people. White British people do it too.
Yeah, this will probably be the thing to level the playing field of not only this person is bad, look at him as well. So if both of these guys, so it will be more of like an argument of like, oh, if the natives are doing it, or if some guy who came here last week is doing it, then it's fine.
That's what I'm saying.
then it's not a big a deal. Just go home and with your flag and don't come outside. It's gonna be more like that.
So
But I hope
isn't
not.
that appropriate?
Of course not. I think I'm a City supporter. Yeah, I like City. I love the team. Right. And when we won when we won the Champions League, the big three, we were excited, and of course, and in Manchester here, we was everywhere. I was with obviously, I don't go outside to these big gatherings. I think you can imagine why, but I was outside watching them, like, yeah, we did good, and I think I got a big flag of Manchester City, it's like a huge big flag. Yeah, and sometimes when we went in the Champions League, I used to put it in the back and watch the team. But that's what you do when you have this love for the team and the compassion, and it draws you in. It's more like a community where you feel a sense of belonging. That when you go outside and you talk to somebody, and
you should be safe in that environment.
You always feel like that. If I go outside and I see somebody who support Manchester City, and bro, trust me, you think we knew each other since we were born, but no, we don't know each other. It's just that we support the same team, and that just connection, the connectivity through that is just so strong, and that's what these Liverpool fans had, and that was ruined today, and to the point where the Liverpool team had to make a statement. It should have been a good statement. It should be something like, "Hey guys, we did good today. What a lovely day. We got the cup. Nice, and we're gonna go again next year." It should be a statement like that. But no, the statement is more like this incident. This
tragedy.
This.
It's tragedy.
Yeah, that has changed.
Now, brother, look at this one from Radio Europe. They said May the 21st, 13-year-old boy stabbed by foreigners. May the 22nd. In Hamburg, Iraqi boy stabs a 12-year-old. May the 23rd in Hamburg, 18 people stabbed at the train station. May the 26th in Liverpool, 17 people injured after being run over by a car. Except that Europe has fallen. This is the truth. Listen, we can't run away from this, right? Even though we've spent this broadcast trying to get to the bottom of the motive, we can't run away from the fact that Europe and the West has fallen so far from its former glory and former greatness that, it's going to require radical change in order to turn this ship around. It is such, even for somebody to run a car through people, for that to be, and I think you touched on it earlier, Baraka, that it's happened so many times in the last 10, 15 years that somebody in their head might think it's okay, even though that is the most stupid thing to think. Yeah. But I would love to say this is the first time that we've ever seen it. But now we've seen it multiple times. And just what Radio Europe said on X there, to back that up, it shows the level to which we've fallen, right? Into this place where somebody can plow a car through people. And let me say this as well, Baraka, is that multiple people, contacts of mine, have came in my DMs in the last hour since we've been live, and all not connected to each other, but all saying, "Be careful what you say, mate. Be careful what you say, brother. Be careful what you say." What does that tell you? That tells you exactly how far Britain has fallen.
Yeah, it's
that people feel they have to warn me on what I say on this stream. That's crazy.
I mean, you've seen it there. I couldn't say what I wanted to say because I needed to frame the thing in a way where it's better for them when they hear it.
So Charlie Kirk was right.
Yeah.
There's no freedom of speech in Britain.
Yeah.
Because right now we're walking on eggshells.
Literally, Charlie Kirk told the Americans, if they want to love America more, they just need to come to Britain. Just imagine. If you want to love your country somewhere, whatever you are, if you don't appreciate your country as much as you do right now, just come to Britain and go back. And
that's what he said. Yeah,
that's literally what he said.
That's sad.
That just needs to explain where we are today, and I think we shouldn't be here. We
shouldn't be here.
Diving deep into this wherever we are going, it seemed like it's going to be really hard to come back.
But we can do it. We can do it, brother. It's important that we understand that we can turn this around. Not only that we can, we are going to turn this around. All right?
Yeah. Just before we end here, let me find the book here.
While you're finding it, let me read this comment. T. Maria says it's too similar to the incident in Magdeburg. A busy crowd celebrating and enjoying themselves, and then somebody plowing into them. It's got hallmarks of things we've seen before.
Yeah. Do you remember the Christmas one? In
Germany?
Yeah. Do you remember that?
Was that not last year or the year before?
That was literally that Christmas. The Christmas that just went past.
They plowed into people.
Yeah, the one that killed. I think over 10 something people were injured.
Brother, I still remember the one in France in Nice on Bastille Day. It should have been 2018-17. Somewhere around there. And these were the things that made me want to be involved in politics, because that day somebody drove a truck, a big HGV, heavy duty truck through a large crowd of people celebrating in France. Deliberately, an Islamist attack. And we saw the videos and the pictures of little girls and I mean, man, it's awful.
Do you remember the one that happened in America as well?
Oh, yeah. Was it New York? Was it New York?
I don't know if it was New York, but it was somewhere, some states that happened. I think it was early this year, I think January something. And it was pretty bad. I don't know how many people died, but there was so many people who were injured. And that was an Islamist as well, with the nicest flag in his van. I mean... It's crazy where you can list these things up without even researching. And these are just something that you've seen on your feed. Imagine all of the ones that you didn't get to see. Imagine the day you was on holiday with your friends and you never got to go to online to see all these things. There's probably way more that we don't know about. And this is becoming a normal thing. We're literally diving with our nose. It's like a plane, and we out of fuel in the Atlantic Ocean, and we're just going down.
But we are the ones to bring it back. And brother,
well, guess what? Maybe the next airport is maybe like 200 miles away. Can we make it? That's the question now. Can we make it? That's the question.
Let me answer. We can make it. Now, there's almost 2,000 people watching here. I will just say, make sure you follow Baraka's accounts and subscribe to his YouTube at The Baraka Show. Also, I Am British Real at I Am British Real on YouTube and on X. We're going to have more of these type of broadcasts on I Am British Real. I couldn't get in streaming on the X today, which is why I streamed on my account at Real Rikki Doolan. So do all the follows while we've got 2,000 people. Let me just mention that. And Baraka, I'm seeing on your X, you saw the sniper.
Yeah, there was a sniper there.
I'm bringing it on screen. There it is.
Yeah. Let's bring it up, yeah. That was quite weird, isn't it?
This is in Liverpool, right?
Yeah, that's in Liverpool. You can see the crowd. So I don't know what those guys were doing. Some people said they were our snipers. I hope they were. If they weren't, then the police need to investigate why those guys are there. What were they trying to do? It's
so,
scary.
Brother, if that's our snipers, then they were aware that something was going to happen, or they were cautious that something was going to happen. Otherwise, you don't have snipers on the roof.
You don't. Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't have a sniper on the roof. But if you do, and then things still went down, I mean, what sort of intelligence do we have?
Well, wow. Wait, Baraka, you're hitting some big nail right on the head here.
All right. They might come for me, bro, so I got to go. I have to go, maybe. The longer you're here, the more likely you're going to spend the time in jail, boss. So,
no, we cancelled anything like that in the name of Jesus. That's not going down. Amen. No chance. We're simply speculating here. So the speculation, before you run away,
yeah, I'm about to.
Baraka's about to jump ship because you don't want to provoke anything here. So
I'm about to. But go on.
snipers on the roof, meaning, all right, if it's MI5, MI6, or whatever it is, right? They obviously are there because there's a threat of danger, right? And large crowd, unfortunately, in Europe means potential for an Islamist terror attack, right? So maybe they're there for that reason. And like Baraka just highlighted, in total speculation and just it's just conspiracy theory, okay? For anyone watching, this is just conspiracy theory. We're just talking, all right?
Yeah.
Why didn't they spot the guy? Why didn't they spot the guy in the car driving through the crowd?
That's it.
And why didn't they deal with him? Because isn't that the reason why they're there? Why would the country spend public funding resources on putting somebody with a sniper rifle on top of a building to deal with a threat that doesn't get dealt with? Didn't we see the same situation with Donald Trump in America?
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't they know that they watched somebody climb onto a roof into a snipe position, and there was special service agents with sniper rifles on other roofs?
Yeah, able to see him.
Yet my man was able to shoot the president.
Exactly, and that's where we have to go here. And it's like talking with your tongue, with half a tongue. I don't know if you ever spoken after you bit your tongue, and your words don't really come out as well. It doesn't come out well. That's the way we are in this country right now. You literally have to bite your tongue a little bit when you're talking, so you don't hit the nail in the coffin when you're speaking. Because if you do, they're gonna come for you. And let me just on that point as well. If the snipers were ours, let's say our snipers, they're out there to protect the Liverpool fans and everybody who was around there, and then this still went down. The question is to ask, what are these snipers really doing? Were they there to support the guy or us? Now, I'll leave it at there. And let's go back to the videos as well. When you see these guys, the car ramming into people, and the first thing you see is people stopping the car, not the police are coming later on. I mean, where were they? And why did the car even exist at the place where every single road is blocked? I mean, how did that car even get there? That's the point.
My brother, I'm just going to speculate, right? This is all conspiracy theory. What if, like I said, it's a false flag? It's set up.
Oh, I don't know.
No, this is just conspiracy theory. This is just speculation. It's just conspiracy. What if it was set up to change this narrative, to pull this narrative away? I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying we're speculating around possibilities. And I think freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of thought should allow anybody in our wonderful liberal country like Britain to have freedom of speculation, freedom of thought, freedom of speech. These are mainstays in our country. We're bastion for this. We saw Keir Starmer go to the Oval Office and say that he's proud of freedom of speech in Britain. So am I not allowed to speculate?
Yeah, if you say he exists in the UK, then I think we should express it freely then.
Exactly, because our own Prime Minister said we have freedom of speech in Britain. So if our Prime Minister said it, well, we'll stand on that. So we're allowed to say what we want, right? Without consequence, as long as we're not inciting violence. And definitely,
that's the thing, though, right? We have freedom of speech, but is it for us or them? Because when you look at what just happened in the country right now, we got Lucy Connolly in jail, right?
Yeah.
And because she incited violence. Okay, maybe you could be right, but then maybe when we look at the people like what was that guy that called for the slitting of throat blatantly at the
he was a Labour councillor.
Rikki Jones, right? Rikki Jones. We have Rikki Jones walking. Yeah, he's not in jail. And we have Lucy Connolly in jail. So then you have to ask, where does freedom of speech exist? Does it exist for the normal, ordinary people? Or does it exist when MPs or politicians or councillor go out there and say crazy stuff, or maybe when they work for BBC as well, maybe those guys, they get a little bit privileged as well, eh? So where does it exist? That's the question here. Maybe it does exist, freedom of speech. Maybe it exists, Keir Starmer, because he can go out there and call us those far-right football hooligans. He can go out there and just speak freely. And maybe when you do, oh no, police is telling you to not speculate, to not raise a voice.
It's almost a threat.
Yeah, it's almost like a warning.
A warning. Don't speculate.
Don't speculate.
Or else.
You know those ones where it says keep calm? You know those keep calm sounds, the signs?
Yeah.
The police is more like keep calm, don't talk.
Or else.
Or else. Your door will be down at 4 a.m. in the morning.
But their nonsense is being exposed globally. It's being exposed globally, and we cannot live in fear. This is the most important thing. Yes, we can make sure that we don't incite violence, that we don't fuel something that will lead to crime. We don't want to do that. But as free-thinking people in a liberal nation, we have a right to speculate. We have a right to whether we hold press cards or not. We still have a right to speculate, because we all have social media channels. So that means we're all media in some way, shape or form. So we have a right to speculate. We have a right to speak what we think without going into an area of incitement.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, it's been a really bubbly journey the last couple months. Hopefully that'll come to an end. Maybe the country will wake up. Maybe our leaders will wake up and realize that we can't go on for like this for very long, where big incidents happening in the country almost every single year, almost 6 months, every 6 months. I mean, you can't have the amount of protests that we have in the country. You will just think like a civil war is about to happen. This is not normal for a peaceful, democratic country. You don't just go protest every single Saturday. So if people are protesting every single weekend or every single day, then I think our leaders should wake up and be like, hey, why these guys are so sad? Why are they so mad? Why do they always want to go and protest every day and show their anger? What are we doing wrong? I think that's what the leaders needs to be doing. And the longer it takes for them to do that, the more pissed, well, excuse my French there, the more pissed the people will get, and the more violent, not violent, but the more aggressive. Yeah, it's a good language. Yeah, the more aggressive people will get. And Rick, it's been a pleasure being on, boss.
Appreciate you, man.
Shout me on the next one.
For sure. Thank you for jumping on in short notice. And I think it's important that we have the right to get out and speculate and be with the people in a time when questions are flying all over the place. I enjoyed the hour with you. Got 2,000 people watching right now, so I'll just mention it again before Baraka leaves, because he has to go. Follow Baraka at The Baraka Show on X and YouTube as well.
Yeah, all platforms. Facebook, X, TikTok, whatever. But mostly we are on YouTube and X. So those are the places that we are active on, mostly. But for more of like whenever we feel like, you can go on TikTok. but boss, it's been a pleasure being on. I appreciate your time, and thank you all the people who tuned in. Appreciate
you, brother.
Appreciate you guys. Cheers, guys.
All right, we'll see you later.
All right, bye.
All right, I'm going to continue for a little bit because there's just a little bit more to go into on this topic, and I really wanted to come live. And we're going to be doing this more often on the I Am British channel, okay? I go live every Tuesday night on my channel. Some of you watching, you normally tune in with me on a Tuesday night, 8 p.m. I'll be live tomorrow. That one, I include prayer, spiritual matter, because I'm a pastor as well, and mixed in with the politics and the great British Christian revival that's going on right now. But I Am British is focused completely on politics, right? So go and subscribe on YouTube I am British Real, REAL, and same on X, I am British Real. I'm going to be going live more like this to hit topics while they're hot, while they're happening, and bring in people like Baraka, Based and Bougie, Danny Roscoe, a lot of these great young people, James Harvey. I want to bring them all in under I Am British, and provide a platform for us to have these conversations live and direct. And one thing, like I just mentioned, is that freedom of speech is essential. If we begin to silence ourselves, then we have succumbed to the wrong and the crime of suppression of freedom of speech. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to go into incitement of violence. No, we don't want that. In fact, if anything, I'm a pacifist. But we're not going to be afraid to speculate and speak around topics and current affairs and topics that actually involve us. They matter to us. Do you think that we want to go to public events with our wives and our children and our loved ones and feel like we're under threat? Like someone can just drive a car into us? Like somebody can just begin shooting or stabbing? Do you think that we want that? And do you think that we are confident that if we stay silent, if we do nothing, that the politicians are going to take care of it? They've already proven they're not going to take care of it. This is why we have to speak up. This is why we have to act. This is why it is up to us to change things. Because enough is enough, and we've had enough. This news was the worst thing I wanted to see today. I almost wept as I was reading the news, because for us, the British people, it's one thing after another. It's and they're all compressing on top of each other, and it's not easy to take. All right, it's not easy to take. I thank God that I've got Christ in my life, because it gives me a platform to be strong. All right, but it's not easy for us. We don't to witness innocent people be treated in this way is the worst feeling ever. And for all of us, like myself and like you, who are passionate about our country, passionate about our future and our people, then we're not going to stand for it, and we're not going to be silent. No, that the last thing that we're going to be is silent. We're not going to be silent. No. We have to speak and exercise that freedom of speech that our Prime Minister has proclaimed in the White House in front of the world that we have. So here, two-tier Kia said it, so we're going to exercise it. Thank you for that, Prime Minister. Phil360 said it's getting harder every day. You can say that again. Chris says snipers are only ever deployed because there's a higher level of warning. And I know Chris has got a background in these things. So why were snipers on the roof? Why were the police standing off the vehicle? And it was actually the Liverpool supporters that were piling into the vehicle and looking to pull the guy out, and the police were standing off. Then we see a video of Liverpool supporters getting arrested and pepper sprayed. The whole thing's not really adding up. It's not adding up at all. At the minute, are we supposed to be believing that this is a white British man with no motive of killing innocent people, running his car through the crowd of Liverpool supporters with no motive? Is this what we're supposed to believe right now? Everything in my head that is called intellect, and everything in my head that is called rational or rationale, is saying no. Absolutely no. So, all right, I think I'm going to sign out in a second. I'm searching through X, and there's nothing really new coming out at the minute. If anything does come out, then I'm going to post it on I Am British Real. So on X, search for I Am British Real, REAL. I Am British Real. That's where I'm going to put all the updates. I wanted to have this broadcast there today, but I couldn't get my X live streaming in time on that account. So that's why I came on my account. I am going to be live tomorrow on this account for my regular Tuesday night live stream. So tune in if you're watching now. I'll be live again tomorrow. But we are going to be coming live on I Am British a lot more regularly. So please follow and subscribe to the YouTube channel, I Am British Real. And really sad. It's sad what's happened today. And my heart, my prayers and my thoughts, I'm going to pray when I come off this stream, are with all of those affected by what happened today. The victims, the innocent people that were celebrating Liverpool's victory, and rightly so. It's a big moment in somebody's life when your football team wins a title, and you should be able to celebrate that in peace without fear of coming in harm's way. So it's a very sad day today, and a very sad incident what's happened. It's not what we want for our country, and it's one of a long series of tragic incidents that could have been avoided if the authorities, if the government were doing things in the right way and putting the interests of the British people first. How did a car even get into that situation today? A lot of questions to be answered, and we will be updating the I Am British Real page as and when more information is coming out. Thank you for being here today. Thank you to Baraka as well for joining me at short notice. And my name's Rikki Doolan, and I am British.